Join me, explore the multiverse, and ask the question, what if?
Everybody knows how Iron Man became Iron Man, how Cap became Cap.
The fun twist is that we go in different directions, and what does that look like?
And it's like, wait, what?
What if as a concept and as a comic book is something that would always come up in conversation?
It was almost like it was Marvel's Twilight Zone. For our show, we're not borrowing anything that was pre-done in the comic. We're riffing on the Marvel movie cinematic version of those characters.
That's what's wonderful about this what if concept. Anything can be explored.
What if Ultron won? What if Thor was never banished? What happens next?
When Brian and Brad pitched the notion of using Norman Rockwell as a basis for the style of the show, I mean, that's my bread and butter. I love that stuff.
It's pretty exciting when you see it all come together.
That's some of the best storytelling we've ever had.
What if gives us a whole new idea of what the physical reality of the universe is. And it's something that's going to be explored in other ways moving forward in our films.
Hey everyone, I'm the Canadian Lad, and today I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into What If Season 2 trailer that was shown during the San Diego Comic-Con a few days ago. The trailer is not available online and probably won't be for a couple of more weeks, but because of what I do, I know how the trailer looked and what exactly was shown. But if any of this sounds like a spoiler to you, I would ask you to click away right now. But I don't think I'm exactly spoiling anything because they're gonna release that trailer on YouTube very soon. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it. Now the trailer opens with Captain Carter saying, "I feel like I'm in a horror movie." And when she says it, Black Widow and War Machine are there with her. Then we get a glimpse of Steve Rogers. A regular Steve Rogers, who of course didn't get the serum, is in the Hydra Stomper suit. And Peggy Carter is on his right. And that's when Peggy says, "You've got to be kidding me." Now this is the episode which will be titled, "What If Captain Carter Fought the Hydra Stomper?" And the Hydra Stomper being Steve Rogers himself. Meaning, in this alternate universe, instead of capturing Bucky, Hydra is gonna capture Steve Rogers and brainwash him into fighting Captain Carter. So basically, we're getting Peggy Carter's version of the Winter Soldier. And hopefully in Season 3, we will get to see Peggy Carter's Civil War. At least, that's how it seems at the moment. And the reason I'm so sure we're definitely getting a remake of Captain America the Winter Soldier, just with Peggy replacing Steve and Steve replacing Bucky, is because of this shot where Captain Carter is fighting alongside Black Widow, which is exactly what happened in Winter Soldier. Then the screen shows the giant Marvel logo. And then we jump to Hela. Now this episode could be titled, "What If Hela Wasn't Banished?" And that's just me assuming. Nonetheless, we're definitely getting an episode entirely dedicated to Hela. But even when the screen is showing us Hela doing her badass walk, Captain Carter is still doing the voiceover as she says, "I stepped through a door, in one breath, the future was here." This is her talking about the ending of What If Season 1 Episode 1, where Captain Carter pushed this giant tentacle creature in a portal and jumped 70 years in the future. So this one dialogue is enough for us to know that Season 2 of What If will directly continue from when Season 1 ended. We then get a voiceover from the Watcher, and he says, "You thought the story was over, but it was only just the beginning." And when he says it, we see a young Peter Quill being handed over back to his father. So this episode could be called What If Quill Was Delivered to Ego Successfully, as opposed to what happened in the main timeline, where Yondu pretty much abducts Quill but never returns him to his father. And if you notice in this shot, Ego doesn't look old here as he looked in the main timeline, and he also has his arms up, indicating this is Ego welcoming his son Quill with open arms. So this one could be very interesting, where Ego successfully finds Peter Quill at a very young age and can now use him as a battery to power his own self up. In other words, this version of Ego might win right at the beginning, as he will face no problems extracting powers from Peter Quill. We then get a shot where Black Widow is in the center and old Bucky on the left, who apparently has become the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., and on the right we can see the suit of Ant-Man. Now at one point in the trailer, the Watcher says, "In the multiverse." So there's an echo when he says the word multiverse. And guess what appears on screen when the Watcher says it? That's right, Scarlet freaking Witch. And Elizabeth Olsen is finally coming back to lend her voice in Marvel's animation universe. So this Scarlet Witch will feel pretty real, especially after the events of Multiverse of Madness. And the Watcher saying the word multiverse just when the screen shows Scarlet Witch is a great indicator that we might get an episode like, what if the events of Multiverse of Madness go wrong? We then get a shot of Tony Stark in his Hulkbuster suit, and if reports are true, then in this season we will be getting the episode of Tony Stark in Zakar instead of Hulk. We were supposed to get it in the last season itself, where we saw Tony, Korg, and Gamora together, but that episode was moved to this season as Marvel couldn't complete everything in time due to COVID. Then we see Valkyrie racing a speeder with the Grandmaster, two characters we didn't see in season 1. Then we see, and hear me out, Wenwu aka the Mandarin and his wife Yang Li against the All-Father Odin. I have no clue how Wenwu would be a match for Odin, and that's what impresses me so much. Perhaps this episode could be called What If Odin Didn't Stop Conquering Worlds? So by the time Odin reaches Earth, Wenwu would be there to stop him. And in that case, Odin would be the villain, while Wenwu aka the Mandarin would be the hero. Or the complete opposite, what if the Mandarin wanted Odin's powers? But I don't think that's the case, because Wenwu's wife would certainly not support him if he's the antagonist. And to be really honest, this is one episode that I'm looking forward to the most, as this episode will put the writers' imaginations to a test, which is something I really enjoy as an audience, and as a writer myself, I believe that's a good challenge for the writers. And then we cut to Marvel 1602, where we see the Battle of Infinity War, but this time Captain America aka Steve Rogers literally knocks out the Time Stone out of the Infinity Gauntlet, therefore messing up the timeline in that universe. Now, Captain America destroying the Time Stone isn't a new concept, because in the Time Runs Out comic by Jonathan Hickman, there in the lead up to Secret Wars involves Captain America cracking the Time Stone and being hurtled forward through history, and eventually having a confrontation with Kang. And Marvel announcing everything will eventually lead up to Secret Wars? I wonder if they're drawing inspiration from the comic, and that might exactly be what we end up getting in this season's What If. I mean, that would be so insane, innit? MCU Kang is so powerful that he's even in the What If universes causing havoc. Now, as far as Marvel 1602 is concerned, it's basically a limited series comic run by Neil Gaiman that reimagined Marvel superheroes and villains in the year 1602. So you can already tell that this episode is gonna be fire. As I said, if the writers pull it off, What If Season 2 could be one of the most unique events we see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, we do get some up-close shots of some other characters, such as Bucky fighting the Red Guardian. Then we hear another voiceover from Captain Carter saying, "Saving the multiverse, one universe at a time, will you help me?" And then an unknown male voice replies, "I want to save this world too." Now, this could be a conversation between Captain Carter and Iron Man, but please take it with a grain of salt, as my sources didn't confirm yet as to who this male voice belongs to. This is just me assuming, and that's how the trailer pretty much ends. However, it does tease Wanda aka Scarlet Witch as the big baddie in the end, which I think could be a misdirection, because I think we've had enough of evil Wanda already. But if she really is the main villain this season, I wouldn't mind that either. Especially getting Elizabeth Olsen back, I guess we can say she isn't coming back for a one-liner or two. She's coming back for a whole story. And that's it. This is pretty much the description I could give you as of this moment, but I can assure you the trailer isn't that far away either. They're probably gonna release it online during the D23 Expo, which takes place next month between September 9th to September 11th. Let me know your thoughts based on this leaked description, and if you're excited for the upcoming series. Now, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, grab the subscribe button and turn notifications on. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter to get updates about my videos. Till then, I'll see you lads in the next one.